I'm Tim McMahon. As a lifelong resident of Northwest Ohio, there are two things I know. We love food, and there are plenty of places to chow down. Join me as I sip, eat, and meet with the local chefs and foodies at the best spots in the Glass City and beyond. This is 4-1 Nosh. Welcome to this special episode of 4-1 Nosh. It's always one of my favorite episodes all year long. It's the Restaurant Week special. We are celebrating food in Northwest Ohio, and we're kicking things off at a landmark here in Whitehouse at the appropriately named Whitehouse Inn. Opened in 1995 by John Frank, this family-run business, now owned and operated by John's son, Tony Frank, defied initial skepticism from patrons to become one of the top dinner destinations in Northwest Ohio.
First group of guys that walked in said, "You'll never make it in Whitehouse," which was the wrong thing to say to my dad back in the day, because I just made him dig his heels in a little deeper, and we've been here for just over 25 years.
How have you seen the restaurant change over the years? Because that's, a couple decades old, 26 years now, which is crazy.
It gets tougher. I mean, I think if you have a good niche, a good concept, and good people, I think you'll do fine.
It's named the Whitehouse Inn. Obviously, you're in Whitehouse, so you added this presidential feel too, which I love it. I love American history. I love presidents, and they're all over the walls. How long did it take you to, add these memorabilia to the walls?
Some were donated, some were picked up. We did this part about 7-8 years ago. We bought most of the pictures online. The Secret Service actually, when Dad was here, would bring him actual photos of different things.
What's it mean to you to be part of Restaurant Week and benefiting Leadership Toledo every year? What's that mean to you?
I think one of the most unique things in regards to, I was thinking about that today actually, is growing up I didn't have that kind of leadership, and I wanted to be in business. I got an accounting degree, but my transition from high school to college and the assistance that I didn't get, my parents didn't understand it. My small school in Tiffin didn't understand it. It was a difficult road to be on, but it's great to see that there's Leadership Toledo that takes a hold of these kids and just grooms them and guides them and probably pushes them a little bit too to be outstanding citizens and leaders and good business people. And I think that's amazing. That's the biggest reason we do this.
Talk about food here, because you guys offer a variety of things. We were talking before the cameras went on, and I always kind of thought of it as a place where I come out and get dinner, like a good steak or something. But you do so much more than that, especially for Restaurant Week.
So much more. Of course, our staples, prime rib. For some reason, our sales of perch is just insane. It's been so good lately, which we're doing for Restaurant Week Toledo. The black and blue prime rib we're doing for Restaurant Week Toledo. I think we did that last year, and it was so popular, let's just do that again because it was so good. This will be the first time that we're going to do lunch. We're doing our Reuben. Our Reubens are probably one of our most popular items on the menu. We're doing a bologna sandwich to be funny, because we're not as fine dining as everybody thinks we are. We're pretty casual. We're going to do a 3-course meal, smaller appetizer, main entree, and a dessert for $25.
Tony, this is everything from Restaurant Week? Okay, so this is like the entire menu. You specifically were talking about how you guys are doing lunch now, so I want to go in with the Reuben.
Well, what we used to do is get in a pre-cooked product, and it just wasn't, to us, it wasn't that good. So we decided to try a raw product, and one day I was just like, let's try to smoke it. So we smoked it, and it was an accident that turned into one of the most popular items we have. It's hickory smoke. You do it for a long time. It's unbelievable.
You can taste that in there. Yeah. You can taste that it's smoked. That's a little bit different from any Reuben really that I've ever had. That's really, really good. Let's go to the prime rib next.
I think we cook it a little bit different than most people. We use a piece of equipment called an Alto-Sham, which is a different kind of heat. We cook it a little slower at a lower heat and a little bit longer, so it reduces the shrinkage, which also helps it keep that tenderness. So when we cook prime rib, it takes 4 or 5 hours to cook instead of putting it in a conventional oven or anything like that.
I'm going to go to the bologna last and try that as well. First of all, I'm not going to try everything here because this is a tremendous amount of food. It will be eaten though, nothing will be thrown out, trust me. But before I go to the bologna, let's just run through what each and everything else is.
Well, if we want to start with the appetizers, we just introduced this past week. We went from a frozen potato skin to a fresh product. We boil them ourselves, totally different concept of what we did before, and it's fresh. The black and blue chips, it's our homemade chips that we take our homemade blue cheese dressing and we saute it down, and we put our blackening seasoning on it, and we drizzle the blue cheese over it, melt it. The artichoke dip's been in our family since, it's been there forever.
I am going to end up eating everything here.
And I think one thing that makes our artichoke dip stand out more than others is we don't put spinach in it. I think spinach is a filler. It takes away from the artichoke part of it. There's a lot of cream cheese in there, a lot of Parmesan cheese in there, a lot of fresh garlic in there.
The chicken, I followed this process in the back. It seems so simple, but the chicken was basted in something, right?
Marinated in our a Mediterranean feta dressing that we have in-house. And then me and my fiance came up with this artichoke. She's a big caper fan. Everything has capers in it. So it's artichoke, caper, tomatoes, and some lemon and stuff in there along with it. Perch. If you live in Ohio, you know what perch is.
Gotta have perch, yeah. And then the bologna. A little different, fried bologna, 6 slices. So let's end this show now, because it's going to take a while for me to get through this bite here, what you're about to see. Tony, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Restaurant Week, obviously the first week of March. Make sure Whitehouse is on your list of places to go. Look at this.
Look at that.
It's cheddar cheese. Look at that. Here we go. Whitehouse Inn. It's really good. Looks really good. Before we head to break, let's make a stop at Restaurant Week Toledo participant Tiger Bakery in this edition of Quick Eats.
Hey, I'm Ahmad from Tiger Bakery. I am the food safety manager. This year, we're very happy to be part of Restaurant Week in Toledo, Ohio. The best part on top of being featured in Restaurant Week is that it comes with our 50th year anniversary. And it's basically like a synergistic effect where it's the 50th year anniversary, it's Restaurant Week, and it's just a culmination of 2 things at one time, and we're so excited to do that. It doesn't get any better. It seems like there's a lot more involved this week, and every year more and more people get involved. We're the best at what we do, and we want to bring the best, and we want more people to enjoy what we do, and we can't wait to bring that to Toledo. Food is something that transcends every race, every religion, and every possible boundary in every human. And being part of this rich history gives us the ability to touch every soul.
The wife and husband team of Rita and Peter Jassel turned a challenging 2020 into a fruitful year with the launch of their restaurant, Bombay Kitchen, in Toledo.
Bombay Kitchen is the nation's first franchise-owned restaurant from Rajbhog, which is in New Jersey. Rajbhog was known for its vegetarian cuisine. When I say first, this is the only restaurant they started where they gave non-vegetarian options. We have only halal meat which we serve. So because we have a large Middle Eastern population among us, we have 2 meats in our restaurant, lamb and chicken.
In addition to offering a diverse array of healthy and authentic cuisine, the Monroe Street location beams with artistic energy, both locally and abroad.
If you go to any Indian restaurant, you will see statues. Me and Rita, we didn't want to do that. We wanted something different because there is meat. In Hindu religion, we are Hindus. We don't want meat and God to be mixed in the same. It is not the best mix of the things. So we got those peacocks and the horse. We got it all imported from India.
And I love that I'm a film fan, so I love like the Bollywood atmosphere back here.
Bombay is the movie hub of India. This wall represents some of the major structures, architecture from Bombay. On the left, we have the famous, almost 150-year-old Hotel Taj Mahal. In the middle is the Victoria Terminus, the biggest train terminus in Bombay. It's something similar to Grand Central in New York. Then that gate over there is, again, Gateway of India, to welcome, I think it was one of the English prince who came to honor and welcome him. This gate was built. And the most modern version is that is a bridge over the ocean connecting the mainland with some islands on the South Bombay area.
One more thing before we get to the food, I also noticed you have a local artist corner, which I thought is really cool. Some paintings there, local artists in the area, which is really neat to have that touch.
The paintings you see right now, they're all drawn by my oldest daughter, Caitlin. She's 15. Yes, she's presenting it to the governor's art project. She's going to submit all her paintings. These are some of her work done.
Let's finally get to the food. We're talking about Restaurant Week. Obviously, I'm decked out. We're getting ready for it. Before we get going, your Restaurant Week specials, what do we have here on the table that you want to focus on?
So we want to start with some of the traditional and something which exclusively we do it over here. Starting with this, over here we have naan pizza. So the sauce is traditional Indian sauce, masala sauce, and we're going to have mozzarella cheese. The cheese cannot be, Indian or non-Indian, but yes.
What's he chopping up here? It looks like chicken.
Chicken tikka.
And what's the seasoning on it?
It's the traditional marination with spices, herbs, turmeric, cayenne pepper, garam masala, that is cumin, star anise, all of them, some tomato.
It looks hot.
You will taste it. It is not hot as spicy or something, but it is something you will really enjoy it. Tiny bit of jalapeno pepper just for warm. So that is a 1 minute and 45 seconds project. Look at this hot, hot, hot pizza. So these are individual 10-inch pizzas and a slice of just yummy cheese pizza. You tell us the taste, how it is.
It's really good. I love naan bread, and it still maintains that softness, even after going in the oven. And then this here, what's it called?
The biryani.
Biryani?
Biryani is a traditional rice dish. Can be made with different meats. The lamb biryani, the chicken biryani, and the vegetable biryani. People who don't want heat, one thing I can tell you, in our restaurant, nothing is too hot. People say, oh, I had Indian food, but I couldn't taste it because it was so hot. Food is mild, you will know what you're eating, and we can go from there on to make it hotter. At the bottom we have a layer of basmati rice, and then another layer of colored rice for presentation. Okay, and then to top it off, some sauteed onion, lime wedge, and again some ginger, raw ginger for flavor, and some cilantro. Comes with raita. Raita is basically yogurt with some red onion, cilantro, and seasoning.
I would say that's not so much hot, but like a nice spicy kick to it.
Yes.
It's a great mix of flavors. We got wings here, but a variety of wings. We saw you sort of walk us through the process. What kind of wings are these, Peter?
These are tandoori wings or clay oven wings. So chicken 65 is our #1 dish right now in terms of wings as well as the curry. So they stay juicy. They are not deep fried. So they are healthy. They get cooked in their own juices with the marination on it. Look at how meaty they are.
After trying a few more wings, Peter took me through the rest of our samples.
This is a samosa. Samosa is basically a fritter, all-purpose flour stuffed with seasoned boiled potato and peas, cumin, coriander, garam masala, star anise, all those go into seasoning these. Then they're wrapped and deep fried. We serve them with the cilantro dressing and the tamarind date dressing. This is samosa chaat. So this is our #1 seller. This is with one of the samosa mashed up at the bottom, topped with yogurt, cilantro and tamarind dressing. And this are fine save, or you can say noodles, very thin noodles like the rice noodles you get or the Singapore noodles you get in the Chinese restaurant. These are deep fried. To some people, it is a meal in itself, but it is a different fusion of different tastes and flavors together.
I hope I don't have a quiz after this. I'm not going to remember everything. You brought out some booze here too. We got some other, I shouldn't say booze, it's beer. It's not like we're drinking liquor here. Some beers, other drinks, a variety of things here. Check it out during Restaurant Week, and of course, anytime, it's Bombay Kitchen. Look how much amazing food is here, and it's really, really, really good. Check them out. Time for a short trek down Monroe as we return to Tiger Bakery.
What we're going to see is the makluba, the New Zealand lamb dish. It's a very old dish, goes back a long, long time. Makluba in Arabic actually means upside down. The vegetables go down at the bottom, then lamb will go on top, and then the rice will be cooked, and it will stew actually. And then what will happen as it stews, the lamb will get very, very soft. And there's the meat will go in second to last. The lamb is already cooked. And then she's gonna go ahead and spread the rice. And this right here is going to be the broth of the lamb, which is gonna help it stew even more. So as it's cooked in the lamb broth, it's gonna give it even more flavor. So that's part of the whole idea behind this dish. It'll be cooked for about 45 minutes, and it gets nice and soft. And we'll take a look at what happens when it cooks and how we physically flip that over. It's a pretty cool dish. This is a rounder. What it'll do, it'll round the balls of dough. This is the riser right here, because it'll go ahead and it'll go over here and it'll rise for about 20 minutes. And then these pins, just like Grandma did, flatten the first time, flatten the second time, and then they'll flip here and they'll come out here. So we are one of the few, if not the only, Mediterranean bakery that does chocolate baklava. If that doesn't kind of make you salivate, then something's wrong with you. Yes, we do health food, but this is health food because chocolate comes from a tree. Come on in and try that. It doesn't get any better.
I'm on Adams Street at Manhattan's Pub and Cheer, where it's always a good time with owner Zach Leahy. Zach, thanks for having us. One of my favorite places to come to when I'm in downtown Toledo. Are we considered downtown Toledo?
Yeah, well, we always like to say that there's kind of three big neighborhoods that make up downtown. There's the Central Business District, the Warehouse District, and Uptown. And so we're in the Uptown neighborhood of downtown.
You guys have been here for a while. When did you start?
We opened in December of 2002, so we just turned 18 years old.
I love the atmosphere in here, the exposed brick, you know, all the imagery of New York and Manhattan. Are you from New York originally, or is it just a love affair with the city?
I actually grew up in the south end of Toledo. I attended St. Francis for high school and Ohio Northern down in Ada for college. And right after college, I moved to New York for a couple years to pursue an acting career that basically grew into me getting a lot of experience in the restaurant industry because I was waiting tables, and that's basically what I did the majority of the time that I was living in New York.
After returning home, Leahy inquired about an empty building. Soon, he was putting his restaurant experience to good use as Manhattan's was born, and his desire to return to the Big Apple faded.
Eventually, it grew into a very strong passion for not just the place, but for Toledo and my hometown. And being able to stand there and tell people how proud you are to be from Toledo and how proud you are about the people that are in your hometown, I mean, it's been a tremendous benefit. And it's kind of like this sort of tribute to the big thinking that happens in New York City and the possibilities that we were hoping we could bring to downtown.
So we're here to talk about Restaurant Week. You guys are kind of a member year in and year out. What's it mean to you to be a member of Restaurant Week?
Well, the most important thing is how important the mission of Leadership Toledo is to our local youth. The mentoring that goes on, the way that they're able to help shape and guide these young leaders into adult leaders, and give them those skills to take them into their future roles in their adult life. That's extremely important, and it also I think it gives some pride in hometown that I never really got when I was growing up and graduating in the mid-90s. You see in these young people that Leadership Toledo are mentoring, you see them being inspired to help, sure, around the country and around the world, but also to turn and look at their own hometown and say, how can I be somebody here?
To learn more about their Restaurant Week menu, Zach took us into the kitchen, where we got an impromptu lesson in bread making and saw the busy Manhattan's crew in action. This is a spread here at Manhattan's. They got a Restaurant Week menu. All right, there's a little bit of a tweak though, because I got the ribeye with polenta, Munster cheese, Brussels. That's what you'll see on Restaurant Week, but you guys aren't doing the ribeye, right? It's pork tenderloin?
Correct. We like serving fresh, right? So I'll be purchasing our pork tenderloins, in a couple days leading up to Restaurant Week. So it's basically the same dish. The dish we'll be featuring on the Restaurant Week menu will be a pork tenderloin with a sherry cream sauce.
It gives you an idea, though, of what you guys are going to have. It's going to be a delicious meal, and I love that it's like we're shooting this a few weeks away. When this is going to air, pork tenderloins here, but ribeye right now.
Personally, I like it to be served, in that magic spot between medium rare and medium. Give that chance for some of those fats to start breaking down or caramelizing on the edges and really adding to the flavor of the meat. And I just love a ribeye.
I do too. I love that char on the outside, the medium in the middle. The Brussels go great with it as well. You didn't go nuts with the Brussels, just a little bit of light seasoning. We saw them go down in the fryer. Change from that bright green to sort of more this darker, shades of green here, which is Restaurant Week, so.
Well, that's exactly why we used them for color. The color is the same as the.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Zach.
I appreciate it.
Make sure you check out Manhattan's for Restaurant Week and really all year long.